What if just 14 days could change everything about your life? Imagine breaking free from habits that hold you back, unlocking clarity in every thought, and feeling a freedom you've never known. No gimmicks, no complicated systems, just small, intentional steps that awaken your mind, body, and soul. In the next 2 weeks, you can release the old patterns, embrace stillness, and discover the power of your own awareness. This isn't theory yet. As a journey you can start today, and by the end you look in the mirror and see a completely transformed self waiting to emerge. Your transformation begins with the gentle art of seeing oneself clearly, without any pretense or judgment. Most of life is spent moving through routines, reacting automatically, carrying beliefs and habits that were never truly chosen, and yet we call them ours. To change, one must first pause and look inward, as if peering into a quiet pond, observing the ripples without disturbing them. Awareness is not criticism, it is simple, naked observation. You notice how your mind jumps from thought to thought, how desires arise and fade, how emotions cling and release. Each moment of noticing creates a tiny crack in the armor of unconsciousness, allowing light to enter spaces previously hidden. This awareness is not an intellectual exercise, it is an experience, a witnessing of the self as it exists right now, unadorned and raw. When you pay attention to your reactions, your compulsions, your inner chatter, you begin to see patterns that have controlled you for years. The key is not to force change at this stage, but to cultivate presence, to simply watch and feel. As awareness grows, choices emerge naturally. You start to respond instead of react, to act from understanding rather than habit. Each small observation acts like a seed planted in fertile soil. It contains the potential for transformation, yet it requires patience, trust, and continued attention. The mind, once clouded by unconscious repetition, slowly becomes a mirror reflecting truth rather than illusion. From this mirror, you can see the possibilities of your life, the paths you have ignored, the inner freedom that has always been waiting. Awareness is the first door to transformation, the quiet beginning of every journey toward becoming more whole, more present, and more alive. True transformation is rarely sudden. It flows like a river, quiet and persistent, carving its path over time. The power of small daily practices lies not in their immediate effect, but in the accumulation, the subtle, almost invisible shifts that grow stronger with each repetition. To transform in 14 days, one does not need grand gestures or overwhelming effort. One needs consistency, devotion to tiny actions that align the mind, body, and spirit. A few moments of silence in the morning, a deliberate breath, a mindful observation of a single thought, a conscious step taken instead of an automatic reaction. All these small acts are the bricks that build a new inner landscape. Often, the mind underestimates the simplicity of these practices, craving drama and spectacular results, yet it is the unnoticed habits, repeated day after day, that shape the deepest layers of character and perception. Like drops of water falling on stone, small, regular efforts wear away old patterns, creating openings for awareness, clarity, and energy to flow. The mind begins to recognize that change is not something distant or external, but something nurtured from within, a cultivation of presence and intention. As the days pass, even the smallest acts, pausing before speaking, observing emotions, taking conscious steps towards self-discipline, accumulate into a profound shift. This is the secret of transformation. The grand is born from the humble. The extraordinary grows from ordinary moments invested with attention. Through the quiet rhythm of consistent practice, the inner world reshapes itself, revealing potentials that once seemed inaccessible. By honoring these small daily rituals, one creates a momentum that carries life itself toward greater awareness, freedom, and harmony, and within 14 days, the self experience the subtle yet undeniable currents of change flowing through every thought, every action, and every heartbeat. Transformation cannot happen while the old clings to you. The past is like a shadow, following silently, shaping every thought, reaction, and desire, yet it is only a memory, not reality. To truly change, one must learn the delicate art of release, of letting go without resistance, without guilt, without fear. Letting go is not forgetting, nor is it denying what once was. It is recognizing that hold onto old patterns, old fears, old identities only binds the spirit and limits the heart. When you release, you create space for new awareness, new possibilities, new ways of being. Often the mind protests, whispers that the familiar is safe, that comfort lies in repetition. But safety is an illusion when it keeps you imprisoned in yesterday. Each habit, each thought, each emotion that clings to the past is like a weight on your wings, preventing you from soaring. True freedom begins when you see that nothing outside you can control you. Nothing within must dominate you, and nothing from the past need dictate your present. As you let go, a subtle lightness arises, a quiet joy that is born not from acquiring but from releasing, not from holding but from allowing. The process is tender. Sometimes it requires facing fears you never dared confront, acknowledging desires you never fulfilled, forgiving mistakes you thought defined you. Yet with each surrender, the self becomes more spacious, more alive, more present. Old fears dissolve, old attachments fade, and you begin to move through life unburdened, open to the new, responsive to the now, flowing effortlessly with the rhythm of existence. Letting go is the art of untying knots within the heart and mind, creating room for transformation to enter naturally, gracefully, and completely. The transformation is not merely a matter of thought or intention. It is an experience that flows through every cell, every heartbeat, and every breath. The mind and body are not separate entities. They are a single river, moving together, influencing each other in ways often unnoticed. When the mind is restless, the body tightens, stiffens, and reacts. When the body is sluggish, the mind loses clarity and vitality. To truly transform, one must honor this intimate dance between thought and physical being. Simple practices, breathing consciously, stretching, walking with awareness, allowing the body to move naturally, create alignment that the mind can sense and follow. Meditation, even for a few minutes, calms the nervous system, opens perception, and allows thoughts to settle, revealing the deeper currents of the self. Awareness of posture, the rhythm of the breath, the sensations in the body, creates a living dialogue between inner and outer being, cultivating presence in every action. Often, people focus solely on mental exercises or intellectual understanding, ignoring the wisdom embedded in the body itself. The body remembers patterns, stores emotions, and responds to subtle energy. It is both teacher and companion in the journey of transformation. By engaging the body mindfully, one awakens dormant potentials, restores energy, and creates a foundation upon which lasting change can take root. Over 14 days, even small, consistent efforts to synchronize mind and body through movement, stillness, or attentive breath begin to ripple outward, affecting thought patterns, emotional balance, and habitual reactions. The self experiences harmony, a sense of wholeness, and the natural flow of life becomes apparent. In this union of mind and body, transformation is no longer a distant goal, but a tangible, living experience, felt in every movement, every pause, and every conscious breath, allowing the spirit to emerge, luminous and free from the depths of integrated being. True transformation is born not only from action, but from the quiet spaces in between, from the stillness that allows the soul to speak. In a world of constant noise, movement, and distraction, we forget the immense power of pausing, of turning inward, of simply being. Stillness is not emptiness, it is presence, a deep listening to the subtle currents of life flowing within and around us. When you embrace stillness, you create a mirror for the mind, reflecting thought, emotions, and desires as they are, without judgment or interference. Reflection allows insight to emerge naturally, revealing patterns, choices and possibilities that were invisible amid the busyness of doing. In stillness, the mind loses its compulsion to chase, to compare, to control, and instead discovers a gentle rhythm aligned with existence itself. This inner calm awakens clarity, creativity, and the courage to confront what has been ignored, denied, or feared. Through moments of conscious reflection, you begin to observe life rather than be swept away by it, to understand your reactions rather than be controlled by them, to recognize the seeds of change already present within. Even a few minutes of daily stillness, practiced with attention, can begin to transform perception, shaping the way you relate to yourself and the world. Over 14 days, these periods of silence compound, deepening self-knowledge and fostering an inner harmony that action alone cannot create. The mind learns patience, the heart learns openness, and the spirit learns freedom. Stillness becomes a sanctuary, a source of power and renewal, revealing that transformation is not only about becoming different, but about seeing and embracing what already exists with depth, presence, and love, allowing life to flow effortlessly through the self-transformation reaches its fullness when you begin to taste the freedom that has always been present within, yet was hidden beneath layers of fear, habit, and expectation. Inner freedom is not something to acquire from the outside. It is a recognition, a discovery of the self as it truly is, unbound, unconditioned, and radiant. When you cultivate awareness, release the old, align mind and body, and embrace stillness, you open the doors to this freedom. It is the freedom to choose, to act without compulsion, to respond to life with clarity rather than react out of unconscious patterns. Even small shifts, pausing before speaking, letting go of anger, choosing presence over distraction, become expressions of liberty, each one a celebration of your evolving consciousness. This freedom is playful and alive, not rigid or moralistic. It dances in laughter, in silence, in creativity, in simple acts of being. To celebrate it is to honor yourself, to recognize that transformation is not a distant goal but a lived reality, moment by moment. Gratitude arises naturally as you witness your own courage to change, your willingness to observe, release, and grow. It is a freedom that cannot be stolen or given, only realized. And in this realization comes a lightness of heart, a sense of harmony with existence, and a deep knowing that you are enough, whole, and capable. Over 14 days of committed attention to the inner journey, these small awakenings accumulate, revealing the vastness of your own spirit. Life becomes less about struggle and more about flow, less about limitation and more about possibility. Celebrating your inner freedom is the ultimate affirmation of self. A recognition that transformation is not only about what you do, but about who you are when you stand fully present, alive and unshackled within yourself. As we reach the end of this journey together, remember that transformation is not a destination, but a living, breathing experience. In these 14 days, every moment of awareness, every small practice, every release of the old, every pause in stillness, and every recognition of your inner freedom has been a seed planted within you. These seeds, nurtured with patience and presence, will continue to grow long after these days have passed, guiding you toward clarity, joy, and authentic living. Trust in the process, honor your own rhythm, and allow life to unfold through you with gentleness and grace. Change arises not from force, but from attention, love, and the courage to simply be present with yourself. May you step forward with confidence, embracing the new awareness and freedom that now pulses within you. May each day offer insight, peace, and the quiet joy of being fully alive. And as you continue this path, may you remember to celebrate the small victory, honor your own journey, and always remain a witness to your own growth. Good luck on this beautiful journey of self-discovery, and thank you for allowing yourself to pause, reflect, and open the door to the limitless possibilities within.